we're going to talk transportation. We're going to talk Amtrak. We're going to talk all sorts of issues in the world of transportation.
I want to find out exactly we kind of have an idea of what happened, but we're getting more information about it. But on our WHBC Newsline right now, we want to talk more about what's being done to ensure safety of public transportation. And GM Cox, Director of Public Administration's Master's Program at Tarleton State University. Good morning.
Morning.
So explain to us a little bit about, what is being done right now in order to make it safe for us to jump on maybe an Amtrak train or any other kind of transportation like that and go across the country. Should we be afraid?
No, I don't think anybody should be afraid. I mean, that's exactly what the terrorists want us to do, is respond to their activity in a way that causes not only panic, but economic distress and puts you in stress. I mean, there's physiological response to stress. So what you're seeing is, more importantly, what you're not seeing. You see Department of Homeland Security, you see the major transit authorities, the states, and several different levels of government working, and probably very, not secretively, but certainly not publishing everything they do to try to intercede and deter a terrorist attack in the United States.
Are the security measures we have here in the States much better than what we've seen overseas in Europe, or are they just seemingly too close to the Middle East and are getting the first wave of these kind of attacks?
Well, I think these terrorists understand what soft targets are, and that's what they're going after. In terms of damage and loss of life, these mass transit authorities, buses and rail, are not going to create that kind, but what they do is create this panic, this psychological disadvantage for us and a psychological advantage for the terrorists. So I don't think we're that much better than the Europeans, but I think what we are is we're looking at it systematically. We've got the resources to throw at it. You're seeing canine, special dog, wave sniffing dogs, but they're very expensive, about $49,000 a piece.
And we have them in this country? I guess because it's so quiet, we don't hear about it.
Yeah, that's right. We have, actually, I think the Americans have the most number of those dogs. It makes sense. We have probably one of the largest geographical areas of the free world that we have to worry about. So we probably have the monetary resources to develop that, but keep in mind that those dogs are very expensive. They have limited useful time, so a working dog pretty much can only work about 6 to 7 hours, and they got to give them a rest. Then you've got technology. We've got sniffing capability now, sensors that can actually smell the kind of particulate that's associated with explosives. We're going to have to get more used to a lot more being watched. Closed-circuit television. Americans are not happy about it, but we're going to have to get the European train on that one and start being aware that we're being watched.
Yeah, some countries in Europe, Great Britain being one of them, they seemingly have eyes on almost every street in London.
London is the most watched city in the world. Over 100,000 CCTV cameras. And here's the idea behind that. We shrink private space and make it public, and those terrorists operate in the shadows. And when you take away the shadows, that's a deterrent. It also assists in helping capture them. As you've seen what's going on in Brussels, every one of those terrorists and those involved have been caught are linked through CCTV technology.
Yeah, we saw their pictures, and we got some pretty close-up pictures of them. Unfortunately, though, it's after the fact.
Unfortunately, I mean, we have to look at it from both perspectives. We look at it as, I call them concentric zones of security. What you want to create around these soft targets are concentric zones, and every level of security is a deterrent to that. And then we want to be able, if we fail, and I hate to say this, but if we fail, we have to be able to pursue those who successfully perpetrate a terrorist act aggressively, and that creates another deterrent level.
All right. So the federal government, you think they're spending enough? Not enough? Do we need to go further than the measures we're taking?
Great question. It's always about the money. I have a set of thing I call Cox's rules. Number two is it's all about the money. At the end of the day, we have to balance what is our return on investment for X number of dollars to prevent one terrorist attack. And you and I, we're going to say, hey, spend whatever it takes. The reality is there's no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody's got to pay for this, and who's going to pay is a big question. Is it going to be local government? Is it going to be ridership? People on planes, look what's going on at airplanes. When you get on and you buy a ticket, you're paying through that ticket the security cost at an airport, as an example. It's going to happen at trains and bus.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We do appreciate your time. GM Cox, Director of Public Administration, Master's Program. Thank you so much for your insights.